Hi, everyone. My name is Rob Westbrook. I'm the head of the Business English and Critical Thinking Department for Newton University in Prague, Bratislava, and here in Brno. I'm going to be doing your critical thinking unit for your teachers this week. Everyone's been doing such a really fantastic job this semester that I thought I would give everyone a bit of a break and take over this unit for them myself. Also because this unit actually is based on some of the work that I have previously done outside of Newton University. So give me 1 second, let me share my screen. And if anyone's noticing, I'm doing a poor man's video for you actually. Instead of doing a PowerPoint, I've done everything on like a Word document, flipped it on landscape and did presentation style on it. So if any of you ever have to do like last minute quick presentations without PowerPoint, yeah, you can use Word. It's not fantastic, but it still works. All right, so so basically this is from Newton University and from Ubermensch, which is my brand that I've started here in Brno with a friend and a couple of companies. And the thing that we're going to be looking at today is called the Ubermensch matrix. All right, so starting with this. The Ubermensch matrix was created in 2019. It was created to turn this person, that was me in 2019, who weighed 108 kilos and was aged 46, into this, 85 kilos at age 47. This photo is actually from a photo exhibit done by a professional photographer. There was nothing scandalous here. It was kind of like she was doing kind of these transformation pictures and she saw me and wanted to use me. So yeah. Anyway, so I mean, like, yeah, it was this and this. Okay. Basically, I had been fat for 20 years. Before this, I was a full-time tennis player. Then I moved to Brno, where the exercise ceased, the beer increased, my energy decreased, and then there was the depression. I was in a hole. Which I couldn't seem to escape. The more I tried to climb out, the more I fell back. However, I did have a goal, my goal was specific, it was measurable, it was achievable, like it could be done. It was relevant and it was time specific. If this looks familiar to you, some of you will have this on your exam this semester. This is the SMART analysis, which typically is used for strategic management in business, but it's also something which you can apply to your own life as well. Okay, but I had this goal and something was missing. It was like, why had I failed so often? Because I was big and chunky, like complete Michelin for 10, 12 years, actually. And I tried. I mean, I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to wear my old clothes. I wanted to be able to go out and, play competitive tennis. But something just kept preventing me, and it wasn't actually the goal. It was me. I was the thing that was preventing myself from reaching my dream goal, of getting back in shape. And so I started to think, thinking is basically my thing. I'm like kind of like Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, but if he were more of a giant dick and not a space nerd. If you're working with any trainers that know me personally or have known me personally for a while, they're probably shaking their heads up and down like, yeah, that's basically who he is. Anyway, so, then it hit me. It was not one thing preventing me, but many things. They were legion and they were blocking me from hitting my goal. I equated them with the 7 deadly sins. I thought to myself, what specifically am I doing, or what specifically am I not doing to prevent myself from achieving this goal? Then this matrix just popped into my head, just like that, literally. I mean, that's how my brain works. And so I created this system. And this Ubermensch matrix, it can be used for any personal goal you have, from health to wealth, and so on. A couple of my clients have actually used it in their business. They set up an Ubermensch matrix for a project, and all the team was responsible for, these things. I have had 20 plus clients use this with incredible results. I worked with a group of guys that were 10 of my clients. We worked for 18 months and they lost more than 260 kilos. It was absolutely amazing. I had clients use this for financial things. One of my clients she complained that every summer she wanted to do all-inclusive 5-star holidays, but by June she never had enough money left for that. And she actually created an Ubermensch matrix system for saving money at the beginning of January. And by the end of March, she already had enough money to prepay for her all-inclusive 5-star holiday in Turkey on the beach. All right, so now we have this thing, and now I'm going to share it with you. All right, so now is the part where you put your phones down and stop like looking at Instagram or TikTok with your friend or picking your nose, and you really need to pay attention, okay? So the first 2 steps are the most important, all right? The first step is to think about your goal, all right? Do you SMART? You know, is your target specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it relevant to your life and what you want, to your dreams, to your long-term dreams? And is it time-bound? Is it time specific? Can it be actually measured in time? Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. In the real life, when you're doing this, have your goal. And when you decide to use this matrix, you need to spend a little time with yourself. And you need to think about all the behaviors and habits that you're doing or are not doing, which are preventing or slowing you from achieving your goal, okay? When you've thought about this enough, you know, have a sit down with yourself, write them down, you know, look at them, and then choose the 7 worst. Which ones are the ones with the greatest effect, which is preventing you from reaching your goals, okay? Then you're going to draw your Ubermensch matrix and fill it in. I recommend using a whiteboard in your house or something in your house which you can write on and erase. We're working now to develop this into an app already. Hopefully it'll be ready in 2024 in the spring. But it needs to be written in a place, like you can put it on the refrigerator. It's just some place that you know or the bathroom mirror, someplace you know you're going to look at every day, especially every evening, because you will need to go into this matrix and, you know, do a little bit of like homework. It'll take you 5 seconds, okay? If you look on the left, we have 7 days. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the spaces which are empty on the top, each of those columns is for one of your sins, okay? So now you're ready to begin. So basically, I'll give you a quick example here. Let me show my screen. I'm just going to draw, so forgive my terrible handwriting. So for example, if you, my thing, we'll do it with a fat thing. For example, here might be go to gym. Here I could have something like no fast food. I don't know. 2 liters of water every single day. No cigarettes. Maybe no alcohol. Maybe I was measuring you know, macros. So maybe I had like 200 grams of protein and maybe no sugar. Okay, that looks like a lot. And the thing is, most people, when they're starting these things, they'll have all this stuff written on day 1, and their expectation is that they're going to follow this on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Most people, they completely screw it by day 3, and then they can never get back on. All right, that's not how this works. All right, so basically, like, you know, on Monday, you lived through Monday. And so, for example, Monday, I went to the gym. So that's okay. I didn't have fast food. I got my water because I actually drink water when I'm in the gym. But oh crap, I had some cigarettes in the evening because I decided to smoke instead of eating dinner. You know, I didn't have any alcohol. I didn't make my protein thing, and yeah, okay, fine. I managed to actually have no added sugar. So then at the end of this, at the end of every day, you go across and just write the total number of sins, you know, that you committed each day. And then you basically do that every single day. And then at the end, you have a total down here, which has a giant number. And I'll show you this on the next page. So like it says, during the first, so the first time you do this, during the first week, try to live normally. All right. So have your 7 days, have your 7 sins. At the end of each day, write the total number that you have done. So try to live normally, or try to have a little more discipline than normal, because you're trying to establish a set of control numbers. This is going to be your starting point, okay? So each evening, you need to evaluate your day and place an X in the column, just like I showed you, where you cheated or didn't manage, all right? And then write the total for that day at the end of the row, just like I showed you. At the end of the week, add up all of your total daily totals, okay? That weekly total is going to be your target for the next week, and you just have to beat it by 1, okay? So for example, if I go back up here where I was before, I'm not going to fill in all the information, but for example, let's say, okay, I had 2, I had 3. On Wednesday, I was starting to feel a bit guilty, so I only had 1 little sin there. Thursday was the day before Friday, and I was kind of like, oh God, Friday's coming, so I'm going to try to be good. And oh, I did 1. And then Friday rolls around, and I'm like, wee, I got 4 on that one. Saturday, I felt like crap. I had McDonald's because I was hungover. I had 3 there. And on Sunday, I was like, okay, we need to stop, and fine. All right, so I had 5, 6, 7, 11, 14, 15, okay? And I had 15 sins my first week. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is an example. The first time I did this, the first week I had 23. Okay, I had 23. So basically, this is week 1. All right. So if you have this, and you've got all these X's and all these things here, all right, and the check marks. So the way it works is in your house on your whiteboard. So next Monday, I just erase all the Monday stuff. Okay, and I leave the 2 there, and then at the end of Monday, I just replace that information, with the new information. And I felt bad. So on Monday, I felt guilty about the weekend. So I just kind of like, I had one little kind of like, I had a Coke, I had a Coca-Cola, everything else is fine, and then I do it with 1. And then the following Tuesday, I'm like, I erase those. And then Tuesday evening, I put them back on there. Okay. So you keep updating it every single day. The number on the bottom, you leave there because that's going to be your target for the week. Okay. But as you can see this as you go through the week, you can start estimating what your new total is going to be. Okay. And so your new total just has to be less than 15. Or if your first week was like me was 23, it just needs to be less than 23. All right. Now, all right. So you, as myself and all my clients who use this, will realize that, not is that, but you will realize that you will make progress. You definitely will make progress. You will be more mindful of your choices. For example, if you're starting your week pretty good, you'll start negotiating with yourself. You're going to think like, okay, Friday's coming, or I got invited to a party on Friday. So I know, like for me, I'm like, I know I'm going to have cigarettes. I know I'm going to drink, and yeah, okay, fine. I might have fast food after that. So I start thinking about Wednesday and Thursday having as few sins as possible. And knowing that you're going to cheat a bit on Friday really helps you keep everything under control on Wednesday and Thursday. And, you'll start in like your ability, your discipline is going to increase rather quickly over the first 2 or 3 weeks. And you will start playing games with yourself because you're always going to be keeping that number at the end of the week in mind. Okay. And so you're going to start negotiating with yourself. And what's going to happen is it's like behavioral therapy. You're really going to start developing new habits and replacing the old habits very, very slowly, bit by bit. And you will notice it. And the changes can become very, very permanent. They can become very, very permanent parts of you. Like I said, it gets easy very, very quickly. Once the bad habits are gone, like say, for example, like for me, it was the cigarettes. The cigarettes were gone like in 13 days. After 13 days, I didn't even think about them anymore. And then after a few weeks, I just actually took them off of the matrix and I replaced them with like the thing that had been like number 8. I rethought about, okay, so what else am I doing now that's preventing this? So let's go ahead and take cigarettes off. We're going to add something new on there and then start another control week again, and then just keep going. And yeah, I mean, you saw those 2 pictures. I mean, I went from 100, I mean, I did this and I went from 108 kilos to 83 in like, it was about 6.5 or 7 months, and then I started doing competitions after that, like for physique. It really, really helped. So basically this, like I said, this is kind of like how it looks. I've already kind of showed you on the previous one exactly how it works. I mean, I'll quickly fill this one in just one more time so you can see what it looks like. So we had kind of like smoking, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, no gym, sugar, no water, and what was another one? Let's see. This was another one I did. Less than 8 hours of sleep. That was a bitch. All right, so we'll just randomly do these things. So I'm filling these in kind of like for the entire week, and let's just say kind of like Friday was just a hellstorm of oops. Monday was okay. And Sunday I felt guilty and only had McDonald's. All right, so this is really 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that weekend was 18, not good. And you can see how much I was on there. You're kind of like, oh God. And so this is the thing. And like I said, so on the next Monday, I go up here and I do that, and then I wait, okay? And then at the end of Monday, maybe you can use a different color, for example, just so you don't get confused with the days, which would be, can't find it, son of a bitch. Anyway, or a different symbol. So we'll do kind of like this week, we're going to do sad faces, so there's no confusion. Okay, and then this becomes a 2. Okay, and so basically that's it. Now I'm going to turn this back over to you guys. All right. And clear. I want you guys to sit and think for a minute about something in your life you would like to achieve or overcome. So remember the SMART, it must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And it can be about health, wealth, education, maybe your exams, anything. Okay, it can be about anything you want. Write it on a piece of paper and then start brainstorming which things are preventing or hindering you from doing this. Okay, and then choose the 7 which you think need to go on your Übermensch matrix first. Okay, so before you just the first 7, the top 7. Okay, take 5 minutes. Ask your trainer to give you 5 minutes of calm and peace to brainstorm this, think about that. And then when you're done, kind of like, share your goals with your partner and share with them what you think your first 7 like deadly sins are for this. And maybe let them give you some feedback about like, oh my God, I've been through this also. This helps, because none of us are in this alone. I'll come back. You have all the support around you. And then maybe at the end, ask your trainer to see if they want to give some feedback to see kind of like, which ones were the most interesting. And by all means, please ask your trainer if they might actually want to take the opportunity to sit down and create their own kind of like goals and Uber matrix. Okay, so hopefully you guys got this. I wasn't trying to speak too quickly, but I do. So apologies for that. I'm sure your trainers can basically kind of like interpret Rob for you. Anyway, good luck with this topic, and feel free to use this in your real life. We have so much experience with this with my friends and clients and previous students. It really, really works. So anyway, so I would like to wish you all a good seminar. Good luck on your exams, and I look forward to seeing you next semester. So bye from Brno.